VocaLive has a choir effect that is a three-part harmonizer. It takes the incoming signal, your voice, and then generates 1, 2, or 3 harmonies based on the settings that you give it. You can turn each of the parts on and off by tapping here. And then you can change the parameters for any of those parts by tapping the select button above the parts. We can change the panning and the volume of each part. So for the first part, we have a fifth down. Let's turn that up in volume a bit, and let's pan that over to the left. For the second part, we have a third above. Let's select that. Let's pan that over to the right. Let's turn it down in volume a little bit. And then for the third part, we have a fifth above. Let's pan that up the center, and let's turn that up just a little bit. All three parts of the harmonizer will be within a common scale and a common key. We can choose our scale by tapping on the scale parameter. Here we have major, tap on it. We have minor, tap again. We're in the Dorian mode, tap again. Phrygian mode, tap again. Lydian mode, Mixolydian, Locrian, chromatic, and back to major again. To set the key, simply turn the key knob. And with any parameter in VocaLive, once you've tapped on that parameter, you can use the blue slider for finer control. To get the best results from the choir effect in VocaLive, you need to have a basic understanding of musical keys and scales. Here's what you need to know. A musical scale is made up of a sequence of notes that starts at the tonic, or the root note, and ends at the octave. The top note of the scale, the octave, is the same pitch as the root note, but double the frequency, or 1 octave higher. A C scale starts on a C and ends on a C 1 octave higher. A G scale starts on a G and ends on G 1 octave higher. In the case of a C major scale, the G note is the 5th degree because it is 5 notes away from the root of C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The F note is the 4th degree. 1, 2, 3, 4. The E note is the 3rd degree. 1, 2, 3, etc. A musical key is based on one of the 12 musical notes, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, etc., along with a scale, a major scale, a minor scale, a chromatic scale. The type of scale determines the intervals between the notes. A key, then, is described by the root note along with the scale. C major, for example, starts on the C note and has the intervals of a major scale. In a major scale, there are whole steps between each note except for the 4th and 8th degrees of the scale, which are half steps. A minor scale has whole steps between each note except for the 3rd and 6th degrees of the scale, which are half steps. There is another type of scale called a chromatic scale that uses all of the 12 musical notes where there is a half step between each note. A chromatic scale plays every note. In VocaLive, if you are ever in doubt of what scale to use, choose the chromatic option. Now that we've talked about scales and keys, let's put this back into the context of the choir effect in VocaLive. We've set our key to C, we've set our scale to major, so we're going to be working in a C major scale. We've set our first harmonizer voice to generate a 5th down. We've set our second harmonizer voice to generate a 3rd up. Our third harmonizer voice is set to a 5th above. We've set our key to C, and we've set the scale to major. So we have a C major scale. The first voice of our harmonizer is set to a 5th down. So if we sing a C, it's going to play an F, which is 5 degrees of the scale down from the note we're singing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have the second voice of our harmonizer set to a third up. So again, if we sing a C, VocaLive is going to generate an E, or a third up. 1, 2, 3. The third voice of our harmonizer is set to a fifth up. If we sing a C, VocaLive is going to generate a G. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In the key of C with a major scale, if you sing a C, VocaLive is going to generate a G above that, the fifth degree of the scale above the note you're singing.